Welcome to Tech Media, your gateway to engineering and technology. Subscribe now for more innovative content.
Hello, you're all welcome. So in this class, I'm going to be showing you how to create icon in Figma. Figma is very broad, so there are so many things that you can do with Figma. So I'm going to be showing you guys how you will be able to create your icon in Figma. So once you come over to Figma, first thing you want to do is to create your iframe. That's your frame. You click on your F on your keyboard for shortcuts. All right, so it's the hash you are seeing around there, this hash button. All right, that's your frame. So everything I'm going to be doing, you're using frame. All right, so I'm just going to drag something up. I'm trying to create an icon. What I'm trying to create here is a kind of a Y kind of icon. So I'm just trying to play with it. All right, so you can actually take your time to make sure that you have a particular thing that you want to do with these tools. So you can use these tools to create anything. So some of the icons that you have, you can actually create it on Figma. So I'm going to go over to my fill. I'm going to add color to this so that we can be able to differentiate it from the background. You can see the background is white, which our frame is white. Then the icon we are trying to create, you have to give it a color. I just give that green so that we're able to differentiate it from the main frame. All right, so one thing I'm going to do, so I'm going to zoom in so that we so if I double click on my frame on my left hand bar, it's going to zoom in. There is automatic zoom into my frame. All right, so I'm just going to reduce this a little. So I'm going to click on double. You can use double Control D on your keyboard to duplicate, and use your key direction to drag it. That's what I did here. So just hit on Control D on your keyboard and use your key to drag it. But these two different side by side diagram you are seeing here, I'm going to merge them together to create a kind of a partial Y. So that's what I'm trying to do, in case you are a bit skeptical about what I'm doing here. Right, so you don't have to be confused. So I have to drag it. So I have to drag it to blend a little so that it's kind of a Y. So it looks as if I'm creating a V shape, but it's a Y I'm trying to create. So we'll just drag it a little. So I also come to this space and drag it. All right, so we are getting it, but it's not well aligned, so I'm just going to align that myself. So I'm going to drag it down or use my direction key so that the distance will not be too much. All right, so just like your normal graphic design, like your Corel Draw, so you can actually do some certain things here. There are some features that you can use, so you can actually play with this. So all right, let me just drag the bottom part of it, because I said I want to do a partial Y, like a kind of a partial Y. That's what I want to create. So I will just, so what I'm going to do now, I need to blend both together. I'm going to group it. You hit your shift on your keyboard. You hit shift on your keyboard and click on the two, and it's going to be meshed together. Then you right click, I'll go to group. So I'll go to group content. So you're going to automatically group both together. Right now I can move it together because they are now one. Both of them are now one. So because I group them together, so if I move them, they are going to move side by side. And you can see they have one color. So I can change the color, and both color are going to change because I've already grouped both together. All right. So I'm going to give it a shadow. Over here, as you can see, this is a shadow. So you can have inline shadow, just depending on what you want to do with your icon. So right, this I just gave it a shadow, which is the background shadow. So you can see there's a difference alongside. There's a difference already. So there's a shadow. So I can increase that. I can increase the shadow frame. And the color of the shadow can also be changed. You can see the shadow is currently black. Usually shadows are black. So I'm just going to include that, and then we are good to go. So if I double click, it's going to zoom in icon. You can see what I just did here. You can see that it has a slight small shadow alongside. So I'm just going to go back to our design. So this is how you create your icon. Before you do anything here, you have to have something in your mind that you want to work on. So I'm going to go over and create something separate. I'm trying to create over here. I'm trying to create a kind of a direction. Now, mind you, in one of our class, we talked about icons. Okay, Figma have icon. You don't really have to create it. All right. To creating your icon is to strengthen your knowledge about Figma and know how it works. So it's better you play with these things. But if you need real icons, thousands of it, all right, you can actually get it here. You can check one of my previous class. You will see where I taught my students on how they can get access to unlimited number of icons, thousands of icons. So there's no icon you are looking for that you will not get. But over here, I'm going to create a direction icon that can, I'm going to create an icon that can show you a particular direction, a kind of a direction icon. That's what I want to do here. So my mouse is kind of giving me issues. I don't know. So that's why it's so here you can see what I just did here now. So I duplicated that, then I dragged it to make sure that both of them are equal. So don't forget, in order for you to be able to work with multiple materials, you have to merge them together. Merging them together will make them to become one. You now look as if you are working with just one particular content, whereas it's two different side by side material you're working with. So I'm going to go ahead and group that. So once you group them together, they're going to be together. All right, so what I need to do now is I need to change the position. All right, so the rotation is currently at 0 degree. Like I said it's going to be, I want it to be a direction, kind of a direction button. So that means it's going to be facing a particular location. So that's what I'm going to do. So I just go back to, so you can thereby manipulate it from there, or you can just use your mouse hover around your icon and then you get your rotation button. However, you can rotate it by yourself, but to do it to be more accurate, I prefer you just come here and put in the value. Right, so you can see this is the direction. You can see the direction. This is the if what I'm doing, what I need this button for is to the direction to be facing downward. All right, that shows that the direction is facing downward, as you can see. So you can reduce that and increase it depending on how you want it, the way you want it to be. So you can do anything you want to do with that. All right, so you can play with it in direction. You can see once I'm dragging it now, both of them are moving because I've already grouped them together. So if I stretch, both are going to stretch because it's currently grouped together. So they are both affected depending on what I do to it. They are both affected. So I'm just trying to get the direction. I'm trying to see if I can, increase it a little bit. So I want to get the direction now. I've changed the direction. You can see it's facing the westward. That means that's the direction. So if you click on that, that's the direction facing the westward. So you can actually make a duplicate and use this particular thing for direction. Alright, you can actually make multiple duplicates and use it for direction in different areas. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to drag another frame and I'm going to put this direction inside the frame. So I'm going to drag another frame. I will give it a color. Just come down, give it a color. All right, so I will just give that dark color. Then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this direction. All right, this direction, I want this direction to be inside the frame. All right, as you can see, my mouse is just giving me issues. I don't know, the mouse is giving me issues. Not allowed. All right, so I'll just drag it inside. Just drag it inside.